Is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Brand to Table podcast episode. I am Henry Kaminski, your go-to for marketing and branding for restaurants. And today, guys, we have a very quick episode. I want to just bang out. It is January. By the way, Happy New Year. January is always a slow month. And one of the things that I try to do when things are slow is to get ahead and to take advantage of that downtime any which way I can. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I was away for this holiday break over the last 2 weeks, I was going so stir crazy because there were so many projects that I wanted to start. And there was a few potential clients that are ready to pull the trigger. And like everything just kind of stood still until we got behind New Year's. And now we're starting to pick up. But I was going nuts. I don't know if you guys ever go through that, but like, I just want to get shit done. You know what I mean? And when I can't, I feel like a bull in a china shop. But today I want to talk about bounce back campaigns. And I want to highlight a specific bounce back campaign that I have used over and over and over again. And it has proven to work. And it is a very simple execution. But you have to, and I cannot emphasize this more. You have to execute it properly and make sure that your team and your staff are on point and that they're committed to that execution. Why? Because I could come up with the best bounce back campaign in the world. I could give you the bulletproof marketing strategy, but if your team isn't going to execute it, it will die on the vine and you'll be kicking yourself in the ass going, why did I spend all this time, money, and energy in this if the team isn't even following through with it? So we'll get into that in a couple of minutes, but let's talk about new guests versus returning guests. New guests, right? You guys know it's a lot more expensive to obtain a new guest to come into your restaurant than it is to bring in repeat guests. So I think about this and I say to myself, okay, yes, there has to be a pillar of your marketing strategy that focuses in on new business. I totally understand that. But what about getting them back a second and third time? Are we spending that time wisely and putting some effort into that? Because I got to tell you, when you hear about this bounce back campaign, you're going to say, wow, this is a no-brainer. This is super simple. I'm going to start doing it this week because listen, January is the best month that you could start this. So let's talk about this campaign. So we look at trying to get a guest back into the restaurant within 3 times within 60 days. You are going to start a habit for them. You are going to put your restaurant in what I call their circuit. And when you get that restaurant in that circuit, you're going to see that revenue start to tick up because those people are going to bring back friends, they're going to bring back family, and you're going to see those cover averages go way up. Now, how do we know that they are a first-time guest? Well, that's front of house. That's block and tackling front of house marketing 101. Whether you have it in Open Table or Resi or any of your reservation platforms, tagging them as a first-time guest, that's the digital way to do it. Or you just ask them straight out, like, is this your first time here? If it is, maybe you give that specific table a specific colored napkin, or you let the staff know, you let the server know immediately that this is a first-time guest. Now that server knows exactly what they need to be. They need to be that trusted advisor to that table to get them through the service, to get them through the meal, and educate them on what it is that your restaurant does differently from everybody else, right? So that's number one. Number two is, let's fast forward a little bit and let's get to the end of the meal. Now, what we've done in the past is we created these little business cards. They're small. On the front, beautiful picture of a dish, logo. On the back, it says, you will receive a free appetizer with this card. And then it says underneath as a disclaimer, this card must be redeemed within 30 days of the date below. So there's a little white box that the server actually just writes in that day's date. So now when that meal is finished, that server will give the check, but then we'll also give that card and say, hey guys, we would love to have you back in the next 30 days. We're going to give you a free appetizer on us. Just make sure you come back within 30 days of the date that's on the card. That's it. All you have to do. You give it with the check, but you got to make sure that the server explains it that way. It's a 10, 15-second explanation, and then they're on their way, right? So now, guest comes back within 30 days, gives the card, they get their appetizer. Great, you got them back within 30 days. Now they have that meal that they go through. Now we have card number 2. Little different design, maybe a different dish on the front, but same logo. Now on the back, it says, with this card, you receive a free dessert on your next visit. Card is redeemable within 30 days of today's date. It's the same thing. So now they get card number 2, right? So now they have an incentive to come back for a third visit. On that third visit, that's it. The bounce back campaigns are finished. They're done. They're not going to get another card to bring them back a fourth time. But it is a simple way to incentivize a guest to come back multiple times within a short time frame. And listen, I'm using appetizers and I'm using desserts as the incentive. You can get as fancy or as least fancy as you'd like with this. You could customize this any which way you like. But I got to tell you, to print those cards, it's pennies on the dollar. And just to train your staff to understand that return business is the lifeline of your restaurant is so crucial, because I notice a lot of team members sometimes they don't understand why this marketing initiative is actually being done. And when they understand it, then that buy-in gets much stronger. And then they're like, wow, now they start doing it in their sleep and executing that initiative like it's second nature. And that's what you want your staff to begin to do for you when running these types of campaigns. So we ran these campaigns a lot in December. We run them. It's an evergreen campaign, really. You could run them throughout the year as long as you'd like, because it's a great touch for a first-time guest to come in, feel your hospitality, get a sense of what it is that you're trying to do and how you're differentiating yourself from everybody else that's doing what you're doing. So this is a very simple campaign that you can legit execute within just a couple of days of getting these cards printed and getting your staff trained up. So low-hanging fruit here, guys. We're not talking big budgets. We're not talking weeks of training here. We're talking a simple bounce back campaign that will bring in your guests second, third time within a 60-day time frame to create that habit inside of your guest's mind and to make your restaurant one of their go-tos in their circuit of restaurants that they dine at. So super simple. Let me know if you have any questions. If you need help setting this up, this is what I do, guys, for my clients. I'm not just doing social media videos and doing video shoots and photo shoots. We get behind the scenes. We get down and dirty with marketing strategy. We help set up campaigns. We help execute those campaigns. We help train the staff on the importance of marketing campaigns and really give you that additional support, because we know you're super busy operating a restaurant. Marketing is not necessarily top of mind, right? Because you got 17 other pans to fry while you're operating the business. So this is what we do. If you need help, let us know. We would love to sit down and talk to you, see where you're at, where you want to go, and be that arm for you in 2026 to really help you drive revenue and get you to those goals that you're looking for. So don't forget to like, subscribe, drop me a DM if there's any questions. If you have a topic that you want me to highlight in a future episode, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. You know how to get me. The link's in the bio, the link's in the show notes. We'll make it happen. So hope you enjoyed. Make sure you share this with a friend that's going to get some value out of it. And I'll see you on the next episode. Talk soon.